No, my game didn't freeze. Oh my gosh. And now it's time to sit here and adjust my audio settings. Or just turn my volume down. Oh my gosh, where was I? Played a single video game in 3 weeks. Oh, why are you? No one's here. I'll just play audio settings a little bit and just make sense to misbehave. I'll wear my. Let's get for good graphics. Let's be nice to the computer. There we go. Okay. It is so early in the day. I would be shocked if anybody hopped on, but I need to get back in the hang of streaming. So I think doing it when no one else is awake is super valid. And I'm not accepting any other answers. Oh my gosh. This VOD is going to be like a Discord members only VOD, but I guess if anybody's seeing this, I had a ridiculous couple weeks. I don't even know where all my stuff is anymore. There we go. I had like a very stupid cancer scare that wasn't real. And I basically did the stupid thing where I Googled a symptom completely independently of any other symptoms appearing. And I was like, oh my God, I'm dying because I have OCD and I do that. Um, but I did that. And then I said, well, maybe I should go to the doctor just in case, like it'll be covered. It was like a skin thing. And I was like, well, it'll be covered. And worst case, like they'll think I'm stupid, but I'd rather be stupid and have nothing wrong with me. So I then went to this dermatologist who's like a cancer specialist, and they said, "Yeah, no, this is a benign skin condition, you crazy person," which is fine. It's the doctor actually had the same skin condition, which is funny. Um, but then I was like, well, shoot, like while I'm here, while the insurance is covering this whole conversation, like could we check, my skin? Could we just do a full head to toe exam? I haven't had a skin check in years because I'm in my 20s, so they say that you don't really need skin checks until you are older. And I just had a feeling. I really just had a feeling something was wrong with me. And, I definitely was being a little bit of a tweaker with the whole um, thinking I had a completely different kind of cancer. Hey, hybrid, I'm telling here, I'll back up. I'll tell you this incredible story as to why I haven't streamed in 3 weeks. Um, So I have like a benign skin condition that I think up to 50% of Americans have called cherry angioma, where you get these broken blood vessels on the surface of your skin. They're just like little red pinprick dots. In my case, some people they're bigger. Mine are quite small, but I was stupid and I Googled it. And Google told me I was dying of leukemia. And I said, oh my God, that's it. I'm dying of leukemia. And it's not completely just me having OCD, that was definitely a huge part of it. One of my grandparents actually has a form of leukemia, so she's been told that it's non-genetic, but the fear is still very there. So I said, okay, I'll just go to the dermatologist because no harm, no foul. Like, if nothing's wrong with me, it's still good to go to the dermatologist. Exactly. I need to learn to stop Googling stuff. The issue is I'm medically quite literate, but that sometimes works against me because I can read all this stuff and absorb it correctly and understand that it's possible, which is not good. But so I said, okay, instead of sitting around having a panic attack for the next week, well, I did sit around and have a panic attack for a week straight. I said, okay, I'm going to go to the cancer dermatologist specialist in the area who I've been to before just to get skin checks because I have a lot of moles. And I'm just gonna have her tell me whether I'm dying of leukemia. I'm gonna stop thinking myself whether I have it or not, and I'm gonna have the nice doctor who specializes in cancer tell me that. So I go and I get into the room, and like one of the PAs is seeing me that day. And she says, "What's going on, buddy?" And I'm like, "Google told me I have leukemia." She's like, "Yeah, fair. Okay, what's going on?" And I showed her my broken blood vessels, and she starts laughing at me. And she rolls up her sleeves, and she has the exact same skin condition, about 5 times worse than I do. I mean, her arms were covered in these broken blood vessels. And oh, I'm stuck. Oh, I hate when this happens. I just need to wait for the game to move me. Um, and so she's laughing at me. The nurse is laughing at me. But again, I would rather be stupid and have nothing be wrong with me. So then she's like, "All right, well, you're free to go. Nothing's wrong with you." And I said, "No, no, 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 no. My insurance covers one skin check per year. We're checking my skin. Like, I'm here. I drove half an hour to be here. I would like my moles checked. I know I'm not quite old enough for anything to be wrong, but I would really like my moles checked, please." So she says, "Okay." She humors me on this one. And at the end of the day, I had two moles out of my probably 40 or 50 where she said, "Oh, I don't like this guy." And I ended up having to get um, them excised at that visit. So I went from having a really stupid freak out about having possibly cancer to, oh shit, I might have melanoma. Because she did, I mean, the moment she looked at these couple of moles, she said, "Oh, I really don't like these." So she did send them to the lab, and it took a week to get the results back. And I do not have melanoma. They were, what's it called? They were dysplastic nevi or atypical moles, which is just like, that's just the term that they use for any mole that is not benign, but it's not cancer. So I apparently now I am high risk for melanoma. Oh, I just used the wrong button. That's not what I meant to do. I am apparently now high risk for melanoma, meaning I just have like a higher chance than the average person because I've had bad moles now, but it's not that bad. I mean, they said I just have to have a yearly skin check, and I'll probably just need to get a couple moles removed every few years. Um, but yeah, so I spent like a second week in a row laying in bed freaking out that I had cancer. And thankfully, like I said, it was caught early, um, enough that nothing bad transpired, nothing was wrong with me. But skin cancer does happen in my family. None of it is genetic. They've tested everything. It's all been based on sun exposure. Um, but they just said, yeah, sometimes people who are younger can get these bad moles. So it was a funny couple weeks there for me. Oh, thank you, hybrid. No, it's I just have really bad health anxiety with all of my existing health conditions and how they were kind of ignored by doctors. So, as much as I want to be mad at myself for having this kind of stupid freak out about like having some kind of cancer, at the end of the day, it actually was quite smart for me to go and get checked up. And the atypical moles, there's like a grading scale that they're graded on. I don't know how they do it in other countries, but in the US at least, I don't know if it's standardized nationally. Oh, there's elk. Cool. Um, it Mine were the lowest grade. Like they were the least possible to become malignant, full-blown melanoma, but they did still say like, "Hey, you're going to be high risk. You need to come in for these yearly skin checks. We might have to take a couple moles every year. No big deal." Um, but now I know. And it's good because there's just a few things you have to do differently. I mean, I already wear sunscreen every day because I am as pale as the moon. But um it's like if you get tattoos and you have a precursor to melanoma or any sort of high risk for it. Oh, Cedar's just going in. Okay. you do have to be careful with like getting tattoos because, and not that the ink does anything, but if you get a tattoo that's really dark and covers a lot of ground, it can hide melanoma. So when they try to check your moles, like they might not be able to see it. So there's just some things I have to do differently, and that is totally fine. I would rather have to do things slightly differently than be dead. So I'm rambling. It's just because it's been a little bit ridiculous of me to have been freaking out as much as I was, but it worked out in the end, and now I can get the tattoo I was planning to get, and I just have to get it a couple weeks late. Thankfully, my artist was really understanding when I emailed him and I was like, "Hey, I might have skin cancer. Can we wait?" Um, yeah. Oh, and then I also hybrid. I don't know if you remember that I was going through the dental implant process, but I finally got my crown put on. So that is done, and my tooth is done. Oh shoot, I need to scroll up to read your whole message. No, exactly, hybrid. And that's the funny thing is it doesn't really run much in my family. I think my dad is also a high risk person for melanoma. I think he's had bad moles. He's really bad at telling me what's wrong with him. So he just told me once, like, I had to get a bunch of moles removed because I didn't like how they looked. And I was like, okay, that would be a bit weird for a dermatologist to just remove like 50 moles from a person because they're ugly. So I think my dad probably had the same sort of mole issue that I did. But yeah, I'm very lucky that not a lot of things run in my family. We do have like some heart disease. And like I said, we have a couple non-genetic cancers. But nobody has heritable cancer. I've been gene tested just sort of out of curiosity because my both of my grandfathers had very severe heart issues. And one of my grandmothers has cancer, both of them have hypothyroidism. There's just all these things. And when I got tested, there is not a single genetic predisposition I have to any of that stuff. Except I am genetically predisposed to heart disease. That's the one thing. It has to do with like B vitamin metabolism and homocysteine metabolism. It's really interesting stuff. I got really into it for a period there, and I take special vitamins now to reduce my risk of arterial deterioration that would come with this like genetic B vitamin deficiency that my both sides of my family have. Um, but yeah, I mean, like I said, I think it's stupid to say, oh, well, I don't want to go to the doctor and have them tell me something's wrong with me. It's like, brother, the thing's going to be wrong with you whether or not you go to the doctor. And at the end of the day, you have the option to either go to the doctor and do something about it or let it kill you. Um, had I let these moles just be, had I not gone to the dermatologist having this total tweak attack about maybe having leukemia, I mean, there's probably only, I think, like a 10% chance that these moles would have turned into melanoma someday. But that's compared to the average person's risk of 1% of getting melanoma throughout their life. So, or I think it's a little less than 1% even. It's pretty low. So, I mean, it's like I got the control back in that situation because I just swallowed my pride and went to the dermatologist and said, "Hi, I'm having a panic attack because Google told me I have leukemia." Um, and that's something I've really just had to face over the last few years is it's better to go to the doctor and look really stupid and have nothing be wrong with you than not go to the doctor and then die. Because I know people who have family members like that or friends where they a friend of mine's dad, like he went to work one day and his fingertips were turning blue. And his coworkers were like, "Oh, buddy, you should really go to the ER. Like you are gonna die." And his dad was like, "Nah, no, I don't need that shit. I hate going to the doctor." And he died on the couch overnight. Like he fell asleep on the couch and was not with us in the morning. So I think about, experiences like that, and I just think to myself, yeah, that's not how I want to be. I don't want to be in denial if something is wrong. I'd rather overcorrect and I'd rather be told that there's nothing wrong with me by a person with a medical degree than just sit around being, you know, I don't know, anxious, but also in denial in that way. Sorry, that was such a long rant, but like I've just had a really long couple weeks health-wise. Nothing actually life-threatening, but just a lot of stress around my skin and my teeth. But I also got some cosmetic dental work done that was just kind of I don't know, it was me just enjoying having a little extra money this month. So I got my front teeth evened out, which they've been really chipped and cracked for a long time. And it was something only I noticed, but I got them bonded, which is this cosmetic procedure where they sort of rough up the bottom of the tooth and put composite dental filling over it. And it turned out really nice, and my smile looks much better. I unfortunately can only be on for like another half hour because I am helping my friend with a yard sale. It's time for me to go touch grass after my long period of laying in bed freaking out. Her back real quick. Oh my gosh, yeah. No, I got up early today, and for once I didn't immediately have like a meeting or anything for my side job. So I was very happy to get on and actually play. I literally, I obviously haven't streamed in a few weeks, but I haven't played anything. I've been so just completely overworked and burned out. I did not have a single day off from mid-April until this week, including the weekends, just between my day job and my side gig. Um, which is so fine. I love making money, and I had to pay a lot of money for my tooth. So my fake tooth that I just had put in yesterday cost me almost it cost me like $1,500 just for the tooth. The actual implant screw, all of that other stuff was probably another 2 or 3 grand of treatment. So I've been on my grind set. I've been trying to make back all this money. I was like super lucky to get, I think I mentioned that my side job that I pet sit on the side from my day job, but I was really lucky to get like this sort of house sitting gig for this medically needy cat where I made quite a bit of money in 2 weeks because he needed constant care, which just means I was there almost all the time. And that helped me a lot to pay, that actually almost completely paid for my tooth. So, but I've been working and I've like, I've been in that person's house and I don't really want to stream in someone else's house because I don't have my second monitor and I just feel like it's a bit odd to do that. I was fine doing work for my day job there, but it was just a bit uncomfortable to otherwise be streaming or like on Discord doing anything. But again, I made crazy money. Yeah, exactly. No, and they have one of those houses that's like all windows, and their neighborhood kind of reminds me from like the neighborhood in Get Out. I have no other way to put it, but like when you drive in to their subdivision, people just stare at you in this way that's really unsettling. And when I would pull into their driveway, people would just stare at me. And I was like, what am I doing? Like, I live in this city. Why am like not even that it's okay to stare at strangers like that, but like why am I being looked at? It just had this real fishbowl effect. It was so weird. And I just felt like people were looking through the windows. It was bizarre. And I know that was probably just me being a little paranoid, but seriously, like there was always somebody standing just alone in their driveway who would stare at my car as it rolled up. And I was like, oh, I really don't want to like be sitting in the house talking about being a gay furry in earshot of these people. Like that's uncomfortable. And sometimes people have cameras in their house and I ask people to tell me if they have cameras and they sometimes don't still. So, it's like I don't need to invite anything. No, exactly hybrid. I mean, it felt like driving through a cornfield at night. It elicited that same fear. I seriously, like when I'd go at night to give the cat his medicine, if I did leave during the day, if I came back at night to give him his medicine, like it was a really dark street. They didn't really have street lights on there, which is strange where I live. And it was just so dark, and there'd always be somebody standing in their yard in the pitch black, just staring at me. And I was just like, what am I doing? Like, did they not tell their neighbors that there'd be a stranger in the house? I mean, like, I don't really, not that they owe people an explanation, but it was very uncomfortable. Oh my gosh. I was about to say this has been a really uneventful gameplay session so far, but I feel like immediately now I'm going to get attacked because I said that out loud. Ugh, I don't like the good graphics, but it is running better. I don't know why. I think my computer needs to be updated is the problem, and I've been putting it off. This is also what I get for insisting on gaming on a Mac, and these are my consequences. Can I maybe try again to do this? Boop. Oh, wow. Mac no longer supports 3D clouds. That's crazy. Okay, we're apparently at the same FPS that we were on good. So we're keeping the beautiful graphics. No one can stop me. I know it's immediately going to tank when I render something new, but it's fine. Why is this running a million times better? Is it because I had 3D clouds on accident? I have no idea. I have no idea why this is happening, and I'm not going to question it. But Hybrid, how have you been? I know you were having like, oh, see, you're answering the question that I was about to ask. Oh my gosh. Oh, well, I guess if you're not, yeah, if you're not being paid to fix it, that's not your problem. That's my favorite kind of problem is one that I don't have to do anything about. I hate all these hills in Slough Creek that are so hard to get down. Yeah, 100 days of issues that's just like so it's beyond parody. I'm really sorry. Like it is funny, but in this really soul-sucking way where I can truly imagine how that felt in that moment. Yeah, I immediately got invaded because I said I was having a good time, a good calm time with everybody. How are the puppies? Oh, they don't need to eat. They're fine. I see we're back down to 16 FPS as it should be. I don't understand. Is it when I open the menu for a minute, it gets better? As the game settings menu is less difficult to render? Okay, I'm gonna figure this out. Gosh. Oh my God, excuse me. Oh, well, that's nice. So you can just return to like your daily job stuff without having to deal with 100 days of issues. That is another like number one work experience is when you get brought into a system and there's a million problems in there because somebody messed up. And it's like, oh, great. Now I have to fix work that I didn't do and that I don't understand because I never would have done it this poorly. Um, that's, like I said, that's like a top 10 work experience just in general, I think. Uh, I think I've mentioned I do some database work for my day job, and it's the same thing where I will get in there and I will see all these queries. Um, and I'm like, how did people put this together? How did people make this judgment call to put this query together in this way that makes no sense? How did somebody do this? Why did someone's brain work this way? Oh, see, I can understand having fun doing that just by yourself, like having a session. Before I was medicated for ADHD, I did all of my work between the hours of like 10 p.m. and 1 a.m. Um, and that was really a time because like everyone else in my house would be asleep and I'd just be at my desk with the YouTube going on my second monitor doing my work. And it was really stunning. It was really an experience that I crave. But now I have a sleep schedule. Where are these wolves? Am I almost there? Okay, I think so. Where are you? Who is it? It's probably going to be, or it could be Oxbow or McBride Lake. I feel like Oxbow's been pretty aggressive with me. So, all right, who's getting mauled? Yeah, no, I do a lot at my job, but I do help people with their databases somewhat frequently. I work in a very odd field that I don't always love talking about, like on the internet, just because it's kind of a weird field, and I it would involve like a lot of explanation and like almost doxing myself because like what I do can be unique, but not that I would really care. Like I am not embarrassed about anything about myself that I put on the internet. Like it would be fine if it crossed over with my job. It's just more so that like I would like to have something separate because my job is my life the rest of the time. Um, but yeah, I work in like very strange databases that not a lot of people know how to use and that are very specialized for my field. So I do know a little bit of SQL. Like I'm not great with it, and I need to get back into my course on it that I was doing because I was doing a course. Um, but yeah, a lot of what I do is database administration, just pretty basic stuff. Because like I said, they're really specialty databases that no one knows how to use. But I was very lucky to know somebody in my field who's quite good with them and could help me to do the thing. Oh my gosh, these guys are tough. I think I'm gonna have to be evil and I'm gonna have to kill this guy because I don't want them to keep attacking me. And if you kill them periodically, there's just less of them. And that's math. That's some girl math. We're just gonna follow this guy. But yeah, so I guess to answer your question, a lot of what I do ends up being database administration because no one else knows how to do it. And I'm definitely not like a number one person in my field for it by any means, but I'm in the top 100. And that can be enough sometimes to fix the majority of problems. Because like I said, the issues come from people who have no knowledge saying, "Oh, I can save some money by using this specialty database that I've never touched before. This will totally work like everything else," and it doesn't. It's so much worse. So, I'm being so ruthless by killing this guy, but I need to keep the other pack's numbers down or they're going to keep attacking me all the time. Sorry. Sorry, girl. It's over for you. My apologies. You so fast with this low of health. That's crazy. Mahogany, can you help me? No? Okay. Oh God, yeah. No, hybrid. I completely understand. Um, oh my God. Yeah, I have to deal with API mapping so much and it's sometimes it's like, okay, why do we have like five flags for the exact same thing? Why did we make it so that I have to have the database open in one tab and the tool in the other tab? And it's like, okay, I want us to be able to mark that this person is deceased. Like, and then there's six different tags for it. And it's like, what? How? How did you do that? Who said this was smart? Where it's just like they've gone through so many people working in that database that they just ended up all adding their own stuff to it. How dead are you exactly? The worst part, sometimes people are marked dead and they're not dead. And it's like, who did that? All right, sorry, we killed your friend, but it had to be done. Okay. I guess I could skirt around and go south. I could feed the kids. I could go find food and feed the kids if there's any food around. Um, I do have my elk carcass down south. Oh, see, I actually like fixing it because for me it takes 15 minutes and it's not easy. This is something that my boss actually yells at me about frequently is I'll be like, "Oh, it only takes 15 minutes. It's so easy." And the reality is no, it's quite difficult. I've just done it a million times and it's no longer difficult for me. But it is a good feeling when I have, like when I do enter a situation like that where someone's like, my database is totally screwed and I have no idea what I'm doing. And I've added, all of these different tags and I'm freaking out and I don't know how to add in all the stuff that I need or pull any of the data that I need. And I just get to be like, all right, move aside. Let me let me fix your life for you really quick. And that's always a good feeling because once I fix it, once I put everything together, it runs. It runs better. Um, but yeah, like I have to rip apart so many incredibly stupid queries and rebuild them in a way that doesn't crash the entire software. Because I've had those. I've had the database crashing queries before. We're getting there. I need to keep making sure that everybody has enough food. Oh, the puppies are fine. I'll just go down this way. It's always unsettling when there's no smells. That's funny, hybrid. I don't like coding. I don't like I've tried to learn various coding languages throughout the years, and the closest I ever got was that I coded my own Tumblr blog when I was 16, which is not real coding. I've been told. I mean, it's like HTML light. It's just really and there's a lot of like built-in assistance with that, but it's just like it's not I can't do that. My brain doesn't really work well in like other languages, and I do think coding is counts as other languages. You're just speaking computer. But, I know English, I know Spanish, I do not know anything else. I have always struggled to learn anything beyond those. But I do love math and I love logic puzzles, like if A and B are this and B and C are this, what are A and C? Like those sort of logic puzzles that you see in like law school or in rhetoric type classes. Um, and for me, that's like what database work is logic puzzles that I have to solve. Where it's like, okay, we need to get group A and B into a list together, and we can't have anybody from group C, but we want people from group D who fit criteria of whatever. And so it's fun to like build that in the most efficient way possible. Um, because I do like that, but I could not actually sit down and code ever. And it's funny because I will tell people that I do database administration, and they're like, "Oh, so you code?" And it's like, "No, no, I do not. I can write logic. I can write in like logical script for queries, and that's it." Where did my send post go? I ran right past it. Okay, there has to be smells here. Excuse me. Oh my gosh, my allergies are killing me, and my throat is super sore. Hello, smells. Realized that like my stream little Siri bot like banned somebody, and I was like, what? It was one of those like botting or bot accounts that tries to get you to buy followers. I'm really honored that they think I have enough money to throw around to just buy followers that don't do anything for me. No, that makes total sense, hybrid. There is like a unique frustration with um, you know, when you put together your query and you run it and it's like zero results. It's just like, what did I do? What in my big string of things did I just do? And sometimes the answer is that I just forgot to uncheck a box or something kind of asinine like that, which to me it's funny that that's like the only issue you can have is it's really hard to pull the query completely wrong, but it's really easy to like leave a box checked or to not check a box. Or you type a letter and it's the wrong letter and it's just, oh my God, it's a problem I like solving, but I understand that the majority of people it drives them nuts because yikes. Oh my gosh, in a completely unrelated note, I with my crown on now, my with my dental implant, like he said that my ligaments in my jaw would behave kind of strangely for a day, and I was like, yeah, uh-huh, okay. Um, and I don't know if you've ever experienced this hybrid, and this is like I know some people don't like to talk about teeth, but I think it's funny. Um, the the ligament like kind of spasms. Sometimes there's ligaments holding up all of your teeth, and they can spasm like if you have a cavity or you bite on something weird, or you have braces and you're getting them tightened. Like the ligament can spasm, and the same thing happens when you get a crown put on. And it's doing that as I'm talking, and it feels like I'm repeatedly removing a popcorn shell from between my teeth. That is like what the feeling feels like while I'm talking, and it's just like very strange. It's just really throwing me for a loop as I try to talk, and my tooth is just like snapping in my mouth. Like not snapping, I mean the tooth is fine, but it just feels odd. It's a very silly feeling. No, that makes sense. That makes sense. Um, yeah. See, I love that stuff. it doesn't hurt. It's not like I mean, it's uncomfortable in the way that it's like a weird feeling. But it doesn't hurt at all. It's just like I said, it's the ligament that, hasn't really been used while I haven't had a tooth for a year and a half in there. And it's getting used. And it's like, oh, I need to shape up. I need to do things. I also keep biting my cheek because he said, yeah, your cheek probably, the muscles like atrophy and um can you guys get out of here? Cool, thanks. Where's my food? Okay. Get away from me. Yeah, I mean it does beat having no tooth there. Did try to like use it to chew. They said I could just start eating with it right away, but it feels so weird because it is, I mean it's tooth. It is identical to all of my other teeth, like in hardness and in color and how it's placed and the width. I mean, I had a LiDAR scan done of the inside of my mouth. I think it was LiDAR of the inside of my mouth. And so I mean, it's perfectly tailored for the inside of my head, but it's just so weird to have that back when I haven't had a tooth there in over a year. I mean, it's really nice. I'm really happy, and I feel a lot better about myself having all of my teeth again, but it's just so bizarre. My gosh, these coyotes are rough. They're usually not this like intense. Wait, that's right. I can emote to like scare them. Oh, that was a fearful snarl. Oh, thank you. No, it's honestly like it's not that hard. And I will say that it's one of those undertakings that sounds quite difficult, like, oh, I have to get a dental implant. Ugh. But now that I've gone through it, and I have to do it for another tooth. I have a second tooth. I'm experiencing the same kind of tooth loss in where it's not salvageable whatsoever. Um, and now that I've done it once, it doesn't really scare me anymore. Um, I mean, it's uncomfortable for a few hours total over the course of a year, and then you're fine. Oh my God. These coyotes are so ruthless today. Oh, I can't. They're swimming. Okay. Mahogany, can you do something? Why is she all spooky? You know what? That's right, because the twin who was less like scared of things, or the not the twin, but like the sibling who was less scared of stuff passed. That's right. Mahogany was the one who lived because she was a bit cowardly. What if I howl at you guys? Will that do anything? No? I just have to kill you? Okay. There we go. All right, Mahogany, you can eat now. Or can she? Sometimes, like, wolves will not eat. Oh, yeah, my hair color. It's doing good. It's red and blue right now. It's pretty nice. I really like it. It's definitely fading a tiny bit, but I just need to what's the word? I need to like I need to refresh it. That's what I'm looking for. I just need to refresh it. And it's turning kind of green, the blue part, so I need to put a little purple over it to balance that. I just forget, it's so weird. Like the wolves will not eat stuff that you kill in the water. I don't know if it's like a UI or an AI thing that is wrong with them. Yeah, I'm really liking this hair color. I feel very cool. Okay, she's eaten enough. We're good. We're going home. No. Oh my gosh, excuse all my coughing. I'm seriously. I went to a party yesterday and I talked a lot, and I do love yapping, as you can probably tell, but I was yapping over loud music to a bunch of drunk people. Huh. Oh yeah. No, you should do it. You should have green hair. I don't make the rules. Everyone looks better with fun hair. I really do believe that because I think like one of the most beautiful things that you can do with your life is customizing yourself a little bit. I think that's like one of life's great joys. If you want tattoos or piercings or colorful hair, like just doing that thing is so wonderful to me because I tried my best to not do that for most of my life. I just kept my natural hair and I didn't get tattoos. I didn't even have like my ears pierced. But at some point it's like, man, I uh I really want to look a certain way. And it's actually super possible and affordable, and I can dye my hair in my house. My left wants their hair dyed too, so ugh, that's okay. I like dyeing people's hair. It is fun. I'll be honest. I'm gonna have to hop off in like 15 minutes. I gotta go set up this garage sale. I am selling some things there, so I'm decluttering. I'm fixing my life. So you just like you accrue things that you don't need. At least if you're me. I don't know if other people do that, but I just regularly accrue things and then I need to get rid of them because I actually did not need all those things. Oh, I see, hybrid. I don't know if you have like psoriasis or dandruff or anything. I get pretty bad dandruff on my scalp. And yeah, I grow my hair out and then I don't bring the bleach up to the roots. And that seems to keep that from acting up. Because yeah, if I do bring it up to my roots, my skin does not like it. Also, if you I don't know if you bleach your hair before you dye it, if you have dark hair, but if you let your hair get kind of greasy, and if you don't wash it, I don't know how often you would wash your hair, but I typically go like a week or a week and a half because my hair is very textured, so I only wash it once every 5 to 7 days. Um, and I did have to like work up to that, and it never, I mean, it's not gross whatsoever because, like I said, my hair is textured and very dry, so it doesn't get greasy the way that someone with like very fine straight hair has. Um, but I found that if I let my hair get, like if I wait until the day I'm washing my hair to bleach and dye my hair, I don't get that scalp irritation because the natural oils from your skin actually protect your scalp from the bleach a little bit. I don't know if you have tried that, just like waiting till your hair's a bit nasty to dye it, but that has been a lifesaver for me. I burned my scalp the first time I ever bleached it because I didn't know to let my hair get kind of dirty. Now that I wait until my wash day to do it, it's like, oh, I don't need to melt my skin off. I can actually, I can be normal. Oh, okay. Yeah, I have the same problem. I have eczema that flares up when I get anxious, which is really delightful because then I have like neon red hands and arms, and I'm also having a panic attack. And it's like, thanks. Thank you for your contribution to this spiral. Oh shoot, I actually need to like go howl by the little, I need to like hang out with the kids for 2 minutes. I just realized that I have really low affinity with them. We're gonna woo, okay, everybody? You know, I'll sleep here. I understand that predators might come, and I'm just gonna have to deal with that. Oh, that one has a little bone. Oh, it's so cute. Yeah, hybrid, I think even if you're just doing color, I think if you let your hair get like get a little distressed, it it'll stick or it might not stick as well to your hair, but you will protect your scalp from getting as much product on it. Because yeah, I've really had to be careful because I like if I let the bleach touch my actual scalp, it gets quite bad. And it's never happened at a professional salon, but I never felt like it was really that worth it to pay that much money for something I could do at home. 75% is good for 10% of the price. Um, but it took me a really long time to figure out how to do stuff in a way that did not injure my poor scalp. Oh my gosh, what time is it? Oh yeah, I have like 5 minutes. Okay. I just have to be mindful. Oh my gosh, that's funny. Yeah, I think people do read it as Jackrabbit sometimes. Um, I think it's just because they see the J and then the rabbit and they're like, "Oh yeah, no, that's what that is." But no, my Sona's name is Jasper, which obviously you know, but is that an elk? Is that a singular elk? No, that's a mule deer. I'm like, why can't I tell what's on the screen? And I just wiped my eye and I don't have my glasses on. Oh my gosh. Someday I'll get enough sleep and my brain will work. And today's not that day. Today I am not the one. Love a good morning stream like this. This is really nice. I realize it's like there's not going to be anybody awake watching Twitch yet, but it's just nice to like, well, besides you, Hybrid, I know you're in a different time zone than me, but it's super nice to just play my game while it's nice outside before it's nice enough for me to leave the house. It's truly one of life's great, enjoyable experiences. Those real ears. Why am I getting 8 billion notifications? Oh, the yard sale notification. That's what just bothered me on my phone. Uh, I'm gonna get to an area where I feel comfortable. Yeah, I'll do a sleep over here. And then, all right, the pop's okay, kind of. I'm gonna set myself up for success. Am I kind of close to the carcass? Yeah. Oh, nice. Okay. All right. I think I'm gonna do a sleep, set myself up. Maybe I'm never gonna say like maybe I'll hop on later because my life frequently takes turns that I don't expect, but there is a possibility, and if not, my schedule is finally opening up, and I think I'm running out of forms of cancer to have panic attacks about. So, but I will do a little wolf sleep, and then I think I'm gonna log off. Thank you for hopping on with me, Hybrid. I missed hanging out here, talking with y'all. Oh, thank you. Yeah, no, it's just been, I've been stressed, but I'm less stressed now. All right, you take care too. I will